I mean, in England, we have a queen, for fuck's sake. A queen! We have to call her things like Your Majesty. Your Majesty! Like she's all majestic, like an eagle or a mountain. She's just a person, a little old lady in a shiny hat that we paid for. Or Your Highness. What the fuck is that? What, she's high up, above us, at the top of a class pyramid, on a shelf of money with her own face on it? We should be calling her Mrs. Windsor. In fact, that's not even her real name. They changed it in the war to distract us from the inconvenient fact that they were as German as the enemy that teenage boys were being encouraged, conscripted actually, to die fighting. Her actual name is Mrs. Saxe Coburg Gotha. Mrs. Saxe Coburg Gotha? No wonder they fucking changed it. It's the most German thing I've ever heard. She might as well have been called Mrs. Bratwurst Kraut Nazi. Titles have got to go. I'm not calling her Your Highness or Your Majesty just so we can pretend there isn't and hasn't always been an international cabal of rich landowners flitting merrily across the globe, getting us all to kill each other a couple of times a decade. From now on, she's Frau Saxe Coburg Gotha. Come on, Frau Saxe Coburg Gotha. It's time for you to have breakfast with her, Saxe Coburg Gotha. And you can make it yourselves. And by the way, we're nicking this fucking great castle you've been dossing in and giving it to 100 poor families. Actually, you can stay if you want, they'll need a cleaner. You'll have to watch your lip go, her Saxe Coburg Gotha. Some of them ain't right. The monarchy costs us, you, the taxpayer, 37 million a year, and every year they clock up another million. It's written into the law of our country that the Queen cannot receive less than the previous year. The value of the Queen's properties total 8.1 billion quid. Her personal wealth is 330 million quid. She's already got that, so you'd think you could afford to pay people more than 14 grand a year. You'd think that you could afford to give people more than 0-hour contracts. One has to be frugal. One don't know where one's next 330 million's coming from.
The official figures are 40 million. It costs us 40 million a year to have royals, but if you include security and all their hosting that they do, and why wouldn't you? Because they do that. It's 200 million. Like, you might know that's the equivalent of having 9,000 nurses and 8,000 police. Seems like an odd economic system to employ. That's the thing that I can't get over. If we were starting from scratch right now, like we were like, right, we're going to build a society, and someone went, let's have a little old lady that each of us give some of our money to, and then they're really rich. They don't really have any responsibility. They live in a big palace. You'd go, why? What's the point in doing that? That's what's happened. So when you sort of say like, you know, like I in my heart still like the monarchy, like, you know, I like the monarchy, but I've got to be more rational now. This is the time for change. This is the time for awakening. When you say, I want the royal family, what you're saying is, I don't want 9,000 nurses. I've been to an NHS hospital, and it's definitely, when you're in there, when you're in the leukemia ward with the kids with leukemia, I think, get me a little old lady somewhere in London gorging herself on generations of privilege. Get me that now. Well, you could get some medicine for this kid. I said an old lady in a shiny hat.